Bulletcast for life.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is something I had to say to Peyton Royce after our little rendezvous at the Performance Center. I am in the humble abode of the King of the Hill once again. How's it going, Chris?
Welcome back. Part-time status, keeping it going.
I know.
CDP, don't play in the building.
I know the recording. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Podfather. I'm the Bulletcast champion. I'm watching some dogs fight. It's kind of interesting.
always an adventure over at CDP's house, right?
I know, but that's not the dog I'm worried about. That's not the big dog.
Not Roman Reigns, right?
Roman, so he was in NXT, he was an alumni of NXT, but this pod is we're going to be talking about NXT, the North American Championship, and kind of what we expect, not predictions, but what we expect from the NXT TakeOver coming up in a few days before WrestleMania. So let's...
Hey, I love it, man. Dude, just before we start, I just want to let you know how excited I am to be talking to you about NXT, the North American Championship. NXT is my favorite wrestling program, so I'm excited to talk some NXT.
Hey, man, let's do it. So, what a lot of people don't know right off the bat with the North American Championship, it does have some lineage, has a little bit of history.
Lay it on me, Podfather. Lay this history on me, please.
All right, so the $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase, he was the first North American champion in the WWF at the time. It was awarded to him on February 13th of 1979, a title he would only hold for 126 days. He would later drop it to Pat Patterson, who won it on June 19th.
Bay Area legend Pat Patterson?
Yeah, Bay Area legend Pat Patterson, who would win it on June 19th of 1979. He would only hold it for 158 days, and then he would drop it to, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, Seiji. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to butcher it anymore. Anyway, Seiji, he won it on November 8th of 1979, and he held it for 532 days before the championship was vacated by WWE, and it no longer is in existence. So the title was around originally for 816 days.
So it's got a little bit of history.
It's got a little bit of history. People are saying that the Intercontinental Championship is a spiritual... Well, actually, no. They're saying that the North American Championship is the spiritual predecessor to the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental title is its successor.
All right, man.
Yeah, some interesting stuff there. But what the North American Championship really means for NXT is, they have the NXT title, they got women's title, they have a tag title. They never had nothing for mid-card guys to do. Like guys like Tyler Breeze and Hideo Itami and Ty Dillinger and Corbin, they really could have benefited from this championship. There were talks years ago about there being a television title or a network championship, some kind of secondary title for NXT. When I found out they were going to do a North American thing, I'm like, what? What? That doesn't make any sense. Why North American?
Hey, I love it. We talked about this a little bit earlier, maybe a couple times when we spoke previously, but I love the fact that there's a mid-card championship.
No, I enjoy it.
In NXT, right? It's like there's a wealth of riches there, right, with that roster. I will put up the NXT roster versus any roster currently in anywhere in professional wrestling, and there's a couple of matches right there that are same. So you're talking NXT is not really a developmental brand anymore, and you got so many great talents running around that locker room, you have to give them a mid-card belt. And we talked about this a little bit off air, but when you have a North American Championship, when you have a mid-card belt, it gives history and feuds for when guys get to the main roster. And it just adds that much more heat on whatever match they have coming to the main roster. And that's really the reason why I think there's a North American Championship. Wealth of riches in NXT. Let's give these guys some meaningful matches outside of an NXT Championship run, right?
No, you're right. You're totally right. The North American Championship, it's going to be the IC title. Hopefully it doesn't get bad booking. Hopefully we get it right. Like back in the day, the Intercontinental title, if you held that, you were basically guaranteed to become world champion. Brett, Shawn,
yeah, let this be the stepping stone, right?
Yeah, that's what the IC title was back in the day. Brett, Shawn, Rock, Austin, Hunter. Those guys. Some of them. You had your Mr. Perfects and your Roddy Pipers and your Razor Ramones. held the title, great Intercontinental Champions, never reached the next level, you know?
Yeah,
but still big stars.
What about the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time?
The
Miz.
The Miz. I mean, well, Miz, he got the WWE title before the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage, two other great examples.
Oh, dude, of that mid-card guy that always has the NXT, or always has the Intercontinental belt. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great top tier talent. But with the North American Championship, I'm very excited. These guys, they need something to feud over, and the guys that are in this match, I know they're gonna tear it up.
Dude, just the fact that it's a ladder match to kick it off.
Oh,
I
man.
love that, right? And the talent that's in this. I mean, can we break it down a little bit?
I mean, we can.
I mean, let's just go through the card really quick before we talk about these guys individually. But Adam Cole, baby.
Hey, wait, no, hold on. We gotta do it right.
Justice.
I gotta do my boy Adam right.
EC3,
hey.
aka Derek Bateman. Killian Dane.
All right, Killian.
Oh man, dude, guy's awesome. Lars Sullivan.
Okay, I didn't realize he was in this thing.
Mega Beast. Ricochet, King Ricochet.
Oh, right.
Prince Puma. And the Velveteen Dream, everybody's favorite Velveteen Dream.
I'm down with the Velveteen Dream. You already know.
Dude, let me tell you how much I love the Velveteen Dream.
He's like the Black Power ranking champion.
Dude,
you know?
he's awesome. What are we gonna do? Let's kick it off with Adam Cole, right?
I mean, Adam Cole is wrestling. I don't know like where this match is gonna be placed on the card. I don't know if it's gonna open or be second to last match.
Gotta open. Gotta open. But we'll talk about the card in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Cole is booked for 2 matches that night. So could he do it? I think it'd be, but honestly, I think Adam Cole's more of a main title guy, you know.
Dude, Adam Cole's awesome. We touched on him a little bit when we talked about NXT before. The only thing really holding him back is his size, right? Where he doesn't fit that prototypical Vince guy, which is good because he's on NXT, right? Adam Cole's awesome. Dude, he is a main eventer, headliner. And that's why, I mean, we're not going to get in predictions. But if I were to have a prediction of who's going to win this match, I would say Adam Cole, baby, probably has the best shot out of the field, right?
I could see it, but I mean, I'm looking at all the other guys. Lars Sullivan, he's not gonna get it. Killian Dane, he's not gonna get it. So it's really down to like your EC3, your Velveteen Dream, and your Ricochet. I think it's down between those 3 guys. And if I were to do it, I'd do it to a guy who's been there longer. I wouldn't just give it to a guy because he has a name, you know. Like I'd put it on the Velveteen Dream.
Just make the Velveteen Dream just hot as can be.
Yeah.
Dude, right out the gate. Yeah. Dude, I love the Velveteen Dream. The more and more that I hear about Patrick Clark, that I hear about the Velveteen Dream, that I see him in action, the more and more I just I really, really enjoying this guy's work right now. The gimmick is awesome. His work is awesome, and he deserves a belt for sure. Put this North American Championship on him. If I were to make a prediction, I'd say that he would probably have the second best shot at winning it out of Adam Cole, outside of Adam Cole.
All right.
You know, and debuting Ricochet, debuting EC3. I mean, can we see a possibility of the belt being on these guys too?
Possible. If I had to pick between one of the 2 guys, it depends on who has the bigger name. I think Ricochet probably does have the bigger name. But then again,
EC3 is TNA champion.
Yeah, EC3 has been the TNA champ over there, and he's really just coming to his own. He doesn't like do flips. I think he's more of a well-rounded wrestler.
Dude looks great though. Man.
He looks great. Presentation's great. The arrogant rich heir apparent thing that he has going on. If I had to pick between Ricochet or EC3, I'd put it on EC3. But overall, I wanted to go on the Velveteen Dream.
I mean, it's going to be awesome. I mean, you know there's going to be some great spots. You're going to have Ricochet for those high spots. Adam Cole is flying off of something for sure. Velveteen Dream is dropping an elbow off of a ladder, off of a stage. Velveteen Dream is flying. You know that's going to happen. I mean, Lars Sullivan and Killian Dane are going to have a good hot showdown for sure. Lars Sullivan's going to get off some of his power moves. I mean, I'm really excited for NXT TakeOver. If it doesn't sound that way, I mean, it's just going to be awesome.
It really will. I'm excited for it. So, I mean, what else do we have on the script and the rundown to really get into, you know?
We were talking about, like, basically the North American Championship, what it means to wrestling, and then who's going to win. But I don't think we're getting into predictions, right?
No, we're not getting into predictions.
Yeah, but if I were to predict something, I would say Adam Cole has the best shot.
Yeah.
Of
I
winning.
mean, we can get to a. Let's predict the first feud for the North American Championship. Let's do that.
Oh, dude, man, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream.
Really?
I
A heel Adam Cole with the babyface Velveteen Dream chasing him?
Yes. I mean, gotta be, right? I mean, Velveteen Dream is prime for the big time. Adam Cole, baby, is Adam Cole. I mean, let's get some footage in the can of these two dudes for later as well. I mean, I like it.
I mean, Adam Cole's heel work is great. If you've watched PWG or Ring of Honor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The night he joined the Bullet Club was great. He could be a sympathetic babyface also, like the night when he got kicked out and they put in Marty Scurll. So, I mean, I think Dream versus Cole would be nice with Undisputed Era behind him.
Yeah, dude, it sounds good.
Or, what about a heel Adam Cole and a babyface EC3? Because EC3, I can see him throwing around Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, trying to get his hands on Adam Cole. I could see that happening.
For sure. I mean, just the fact that we're talking about this, just a wealth of riches, right? I mean, if you look at all 6 of these dudes, they all have a legitimate shot at winning this thing for real, and reasons why they could. And then when you look at all 6 of these dudes and interchangeable as far as who's going to be battling for this belt, I mean, I think the future is bright right there, right? And I mean, there is going to be a loser between Andrade and Alistair Black too.
Oh my
so
God,
I mean,
that's something that's gonna be.
I mean, you got to think whichever one doesn't go to the main roster, or both, or whatever, you're gonna have a feud right there as well. I mean, if I were to really think about what's gonna happen, if I were to pick what's gonna happen, if I were to predict something, I would say that Alistair Black has a very good shot of winning that match, and Andrade maybe a good feud for a North American belt, maybe a good North American run before he's ready for the main event.
Representing Mexico.
I guess, right? There's just so many opportunities, and there's even people that aren't even on this list. I mean, what about Casasono?
Oh,
where does he fit in this?
I mean, he hasn't really been. I think honestly, his first run may have been better than this one because his first one really wasn't all that great either. I mean, Cassius Ohno, Chris Hero, I know what he's capable of. Kings of Wrestling tag team with Claudio Castagnoli, a.k.a. Cesaro. Back on the Indies, that stuff was great. His work with Punk in the early 2000s was great. I mean, those guys were literally tearing down buildings, having great wrestling matches. Ohno, I mean, he's the knockout artist, so he says, I feel like he could do some... God, turn him heel. I don't know. Turn him heel. That's the answer for everything in wrestling. Just turn him heel.
Just turn him heel, right?
Why don't people like Roman? All right, let's turn him heel. Let's see. That's answer for everything. But anyway, turn Ohno heel. Let's see what he can do.
All right, and I mean, all things aside, too, Tommaso Ciampa is sitting there too. I know
Ciampa versus Gargano.
I know Ciampa versus Gargano is going to be a great match, but let's talk about afterwards, right? Tommaso Ciampa is every bit talented that you think he is.
Or what? Here's a scenario. Let's say the Tag Team Classic Championship thing goes on first, right? And let's say Adam Cole gets injured. He can't make it in. And then third to last on the card, they throw on Ciampa Gargano, right? And let's say Ciampa wins, Gargano loses. What do you do with Gargano? William Regal was really impressed with his performance. Throw him in the ladder match. Gargano wins. We continue this feud with Ciampa. Somebody give me the damn book. Hunter, give me the book. I'm booking the territory right now,
I mean, yeah, it's just there's so much wealth of riches. Tommaso Ciampa, so before the injury or the work injury or whatever that we built to get to the takeover before WrestleMania with the Tommaso and Johnny Blowoff, I really truly believe that was the reason why, is that you have 3 takeovers in between when the heel turn happened with Tommaso, and you have to get to that WrestleMania takeover because that's the big one, right? That match is only to elevate the card the next day, right? That's what TakeOver New Orleans is all about. But if you think about it, there's so many wealth of riches that does Johnny Gargano and both Tommaso Ciampa go up? How does that work? Tommaso Ciampa is such a charismatic, nasty heel that he deserves not only an NXT championship, but a run on the main card with some sort of strap. I mean, the dude is awesome. He looks nasty. His work rate is amazing. he's got children chanting "Psycho Killer." What are we doing here? I mean, this dude is awesome. Tommaso Ciampa, can he have the North American belt after this? Can he be the first feud? I mean, why not? This dude's awesome, man. Like, NXT is, I can sing his praises all day. Maybe I'm the wrong person to podcast with on NXT, because I'm the NXT fanboy over here.
I mean, I enjoy NXT. Like, I don't watch it week to week or whatever. If I hear something really good, like a really good match happened or something very interesting happened, I'll tune in. I'll see what happened. But like, I've been a takeover guy strictly. That's kind of just my forte with NXT.
Do this after WrestleMania. Don't watch Raw or SmackDown for a week and just watch NXT and see how you feel about wrestling.
It's gonna hurt my podcast. I don't know.
I mean, you can always look online, right?
You're true. No, but I mean, I've been a fan of NXT. Honestly, they should have had this in the beginning, you know? Because like, think about all the guys who could have held this championship and really gave it some prestige going in. Besides like the lineage I named earlier, but like you could have had like your Sami Zayns and your Nevilles and your Finn Balor's and your Nakamura's, your Rudes, your Ty Dillinger, your Tyler Breeze.
Right, and when you look at the totally, dude, and when you look at the card right now, I mean, Andrade, Alistair, Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, Killian Dane, Tommaso Ciampa, Pete Dunne, Lars Sullivan, Roddy Strong. We haven't even talked about him.
Oh, I forgot about Roger.
Cassius Ohno, EC3. The list goes on. And every single year, WWE and the NXT in particular restock with more talent.
I know.
With more independent studs.
I mean, when he signed War Machine, EC3, Ricochet, and Candice LeRae, I'm like, that is a large crop of talent that he just acquired.
Right, it's never ending, and we should expect that again this year, right? Who are the people that are currently on a New Japan roster, which you hate? We all know.
God damn it, I hate it.
Who are the people on an independent, on a Ring of Honor that are going to be in the WWE this year? I mean, who knows, right? I mean,
you never really know, you know.
Yeah, it's only March.
It's only March. I mean, NXT they have a very bright future ahead of them. Introducing this championship was a very smart move on Hunter's behalf, or it could have been Matt Bloom's thought process. I don't know.
Dude, you have to give these matches on the main card heat. And in order to give it heat, it has to come from somewhere, right? That's NXT's entire vehicle, is to drive feuds on the main roster. That's entirely the reason why it's there. And it's to give themselves a film archive for those packages that WWE does to build up these matches and give them heat. And if you're going to have these dudes battling on the mid-card and then come on to the main event and try to go for a United States Championship or an Intercontinental or a tag team, and there's no history of important matches between them, that match inherently has less heat. The NXT North American Championship is a good thing for heat.
Let me ask you this. So, people praise NXT matches for being like some of the best matches of the year, and then there are people outside of WWE who say, yeah, I could have a great match like that if I got to rehearse it for 8 weeks in the Performance Center. What do you feel about a comment like that?
Those are haters that don't like wrestling. I mean,
like people in the business.
Yeah. I mean, of course, right? Everybody's a professional, right? That's just people hating on each other. I mean, what are you talking about? A presentation that's good? You're basically saying that the match was great because they had time to rehearse it? Like, come on, man. Everybody would love to be able to do that. And the reason why those matches are great is because the presentation are good and those matches are great. Like, you can't hate the... I mean, what are you going to say that, the Raiders suck because, they don't practice as much as the other teams, but if they had, 2 weeks to prepare for a game, they would obviously be more...
They're 2 more weeks than the other team.
Right? Like when you come back from a bye, right? You're expected to win that game the next week. So because you have more time to prepare.
Yeah, I mean it's Randy Savage. He's been known, or I don't know how true this is, for really scripting every single thing that happens in his match, and nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. Some say that isn't true. I'd have to look into that, but the point is, I mean, even you can rehearse your whole match 100 times, you could still F up, you could still, if you don't hit that springboard in time, you're gonna slip off, a lot of stuff can go wrong.
I mean, what's the point of a whole house show, a live show, right? It's to build for the
Work
match
out the
until-
kinks.
Yeah, work out the kinks, work out the spots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Andrade and Johnny Gargano in the flesh a week before their match in TakeOver, and a lot of the spots that I saw live were some of the spots that we saw on TV. I mean, you know, just the Performance Center is a good thing for wrestling. Everybody thinks that. I mean, who's saying that? Indie people that are mad that they're not in WWE? is that what it is?
I guess the guys are tired of working in armories and Walmarts and flea markets, eh?
Oh man, it's all good. Don't they have open invites to the Performance Center? If you got it, they get you in there.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Go take that flight, pay. I don't know how much you have to pay, but you know, spend some cash and go see if you can hang with some of the best in the world. You know.
yeah, right. I think that WWE and NXT is the pinnacle of any professional wrestler's goal.
I mean, no,
right? Like even
yeah.
Kenny says that. He told Sports Illustrated last year that WWE is the ultimate.
Well, yeah, because like I've heard Hunter say this. I've heard other people say this. Like, if you're in professional wrestling, you have one goal: to be the best in the world. How do you become the best in the world? You hold the top title in the world. What's the top title? The WWE Championship. If you're not in the business to be WWE champion, then get out.
And Hunter knows every independent wrestler from every armory in high school in the world. I promise you he does.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because like that's the be all and end all to hold that championship. AJ right now, I mean, AJ's the best in the world with or without the title. But like right now, he's best in the world. And I'll even say this, and I'm probably gonna get some hate. Jinder Mahal has, on a technicality, been the best wrestler in the world. He's held the top wrestling championship on the planet.
Hey, you're gonna get no gender shade from over here because I'm a gender fan.
Hey, you know, like I'll go on the record and say that like I've always believed the best wrestler in the world is WWE champion, not the Universal champion, but the WWE champion. It's like the NFL, the team who wins the Super Bowl, like NFL, biggest football organization on the planet. The team who wins that Super Bowl trophy, they are the best team on the planet. Same goes with the NBA championship. Same goes with the NBA MVP. Whoever's the MVP, they're the best basketball player in the world. That's just how I see it, you know?
Without a doubt. Just a sidebar, I know we're talking about NXT, now we brought up gender, and now I'm going to talk about gender a little bit because I'm a gender mark. But the thing about gender is, right, people clamor for something different all the time, right? Let's get a different champion. Let's give somebody
don't get me started.
Let's give somebody different a push.
And when
the
you
second
finally
get it,
we don't like it. Boo, boo.
Right?
When Roman was with the Shield originally, hey, he's our guy. They push him, oh man, we don't like it. We're gonna boo you all the time. Stupid, pathetic marks, man. Get out of my face.
Yeah, right. I'm about to turn off the internet. Now I'm starting to get upset.
God, I'll fight you over the internet. I don't care. You can catch these hands on the keyboard. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I guess that wraps up our NXT. Or do you have more?
We're segueing into the matches, right? Are we talking about the card really quick?
Oh yeah. I mean, we can run over the card real quick. No problem.
I mean, I caught you right here, right? I mean, I'm a part timer for a reason, but I was paying attention to the rundown sheet. Let's do it. All right. So far the card that's announced for NXT Takeover, we'll just go ahead and start at the beginning. Andrade Cien Almas, the champion, with Selena Vega versus Alistair Black. It's a singles match for the NXT Championship.
I mean, that title. I mean, that match is going to be very good. I don't know if I want to give predictions. I'm going to save that for like the show I have before the event.
Right. I mean, of course. I mean, this match, right? I'm sure they'll have 10 weeks to prepare, so it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Since we talked about that, but I mean, I love Andrade. He's going to drop it to Alistair Black because a streak is a streak, and Alistair Black has never lost in singles competition.
Singles, yeah, you're right. He lost in the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, but never in singles competition. Alistair Black is the man. He's going to carry this NXT Championship
all right.
for the foreseeable future. Ember Moon, champion, versus Shayna Baszler in a singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. I love this match. I love this feud. I love Shayna Baszler.
I've seen her live at APW a few times. You know, she has an intimidating presence about her. But I mean, Ember Moon, like, she's the safety net for the women's title at the moment. I mean, if Hunter wants to take a risk and just throw it on Shanna, then, or what's her name, Shayna.
Come on. Let's respect the Queen of Spades, please.
I'm sorry, Shayna. But like, if Hunter wants to just gamble with it and throw it on her, then hey. It could work, it might not, we don't know.
I mean, everybody knows my thought on Shayna already. She's a beast, maniacal, mega beast. She's believable, she looks great. I think this is Ember Moon's time to drop it. Let's see Shayna.
When did she win it though?
I mean, Ember Moon. She only won it when it was vacated, when it was a 4-way, when it had Ruby Riott in there, Nikki Cross was in there, and who was the fourth? I want to say Peyton Royce.
Yeah, I
want to say it was Peyton.
The iconic duo was.
Yeah,
in there.
iconic duo was in there when it was vacated by Asuka, because nobody's ready for Asuka, and definitely Ember Moon was definitely not ready for that.
Ember. She's only been champ for 124 days.
Man, I don't know. I mean,
looking at all these other reigns, like
people like Ember's work, but I'm just not that big of a fan. I guess I don't know.
I mean, looking at all these other reigns, like Paige 308, Charlotte 258, Sasha 192, Bailey 223, Asuka 510. Like,
whoa, Asuka.
I don't think she needs to lose it, you know?
I mean, dang, I know. Shayna's gonna win.
Wow, that's crazy.
If I were to, I'm not making any predictions here, but if I were to be a betting man, I think I'm leaning towards Shayna in that battle. I mean,
title's only been around for about 4.5 years. Only 6 women have held it. That's pretty good.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Then we talked about the ladder match for the North American Championship. I think we beat that to death.
We did.
And then we got the triple threat. It's a tag team match for the NXT Championship and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Trophy. Why not just throw it all together, right?
You got the Authors of Pain. You got the Undisputed Era.
Adam Cole's second match of the evening.
Yeah, with Kyle O'Reilly.
Dude, what an awesome
And
thing.
then War Machine, right?
No, Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight.
I'll make a prediction here. Undisputed Era. Pete Dunne, he's busy with the UK Championship. Roderick Strong, I don't really see it. AOP, of course, they're going to lose, and they have to debut on the main roster the next night.
Yeah,
or on the 2 nights away from, on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah, dude,
or SmackDown, wherever they want to throw them.
AOP's right for main roster run and a run with whatever tag team.
Could you imagine the Usos versus the AOP?
Oh, dude, it's gonna be awesome. That ladder match is gonna be great. I can't wait to see it. You know what? But part of me is selfish and wants to keep Authors of Pain down in NXT just because I love them so much, and I would love to see War Machine and AOP just butt heads a couple times.
I guess you could keep him there for a few more months and bring him up like after SummerSlam, because there is always a void when talents leave NXT. Like when Sasha, Bailey, and Becky, no, not when Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky came up on the main roster. I was like, what happens to the women's division? Like, it's gone,
For sure. That always happens, right, when they pick people up. But I think Undisputed Era, right? They're gonna run away with this, because if Adam Cole doesn't win the North American title, how do you keep Undisputed Era? How do you keep those Ring of Honor Invasion guys relevant? By keeping the belt on them, for sure. And then the match of the weekend. Did I say that? Match of the weekend: Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in an unsanctioned match.
I have a different match of the weekend, but it's not even WWE related. I think it could be Cody versus Kenny, but that's a topic for another time. But I do have faith in Ciampa and Gargano. I think they will knock it out of the park. They're both very good workers, and they have a quote unquote blood feud at the moment. I can see Candice LeRae getting involved. Ciampa giving her a nice little elbow or something to the face.
Dude, this match to me is the match of the weekend, because it's what I've loved about professional wrestling most over the last year was the Johnny Gargano story, the underdog story, the Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa story, the brothers versus each other's story. I love where this is going, and I can't wait for this blow off. And this NXT card is just, it's stacked. It's gonna be awesome. EC3 debuting, Ricochet. Why not?
Oh, plus, somebody's going to be in the crowd.
Dude.
Somebody has to be in the crowd.
Somebody's going to be in the crowd, a Hall of Famer or two. It's
somebody making their debut on NXT.
It's going to be great. If we can get Morrow to come down 2 levels and hold it back a little bit with the Mamma Mias, I think we're going to be okay.
Mamma Mia! Tope Suicida!
I think we're going to be good.
I need Morrow and JR to call a match together. That's all I need,
Dude, Morrow's awesome.
Let both of them call Ciampa Gargano together. I think that'd be nice.
Hey, you're cool when you announce the match of the year, right? Floyd Mayweather and who's that dude?
McGregor,
right? Yeah. Mauro Ronaldo was on the call. I'm sorry I got all choked up there for a second.
hey, no, it's
what I wanted
fine.
to say,
I lose it also.
Well, man, dude, thanks for talking to me, NXT, dude.
Hey, man,
I can't wait.
Another pod, another day.
Yeah, another one, man, in the can.
I know, you can listen to our Daniel Bryan one that we recorded a few days ago.
Check it out. I hope the heel valet wasn't too messy on that one.
No, it's fine. Well,
it's good. Thanks for having me, Podfather.
Hey, man, no problem. This is how we do it on the BC, on the Bullet Cast.
Hey, man, happy weekend to everybody, dude. It's going to be great. This NXT TakeOver is going to be awesome.
I mean, happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, of course.
Yeah,
always.
all right.
Elite, elite, break it down, elite, elite, break it down. Blocking out, I'm blocking out, blocking out.